Good evening, I'm Paul Farba along with Steve Brailsford, bringing you Great Lakes Valley Conference IPFW women's basketball action tonight. IPFW comes in here tonight well down in the race. They're sitting in 7th place right now in the 10-team field. But St. Joseph's is 18-5, and they're only a half game behind second place Bellarmine and 1 game behind league leading Indianapolis. It's a big game for them tonight, Steve, because they want to get back to the Division II playoffs.
That's right. IPFW, of course, wants to play spoiler tonight. Some things to look for. Amy Perkins pursues the single-season assist record. She's 22 away from it. Kim Reckers scored 15 points a game the last 5 games, playing well, and Dawn Dressler climbing the rebound chart for IPFW. So some individual performances on the line tonight. Should be a good ball game.
Okay, Tia Glass of Fort Wayne Northrop is a big gun for St. Joseph's. She comes in here averaging over 21 points a game and almost 8 rebounds. St. Joseph's is a senior-loaded team. They don't take many threes. And if they shut down Tia Glass, they might have a shot at it tonight.
That's right. This is an important game for them. They need to win this game. The Lady Dons have nothing to lose, can play hard and play a spoiler.
Okay, we're going to get out of here right now, go upstairs, and bring back with the starting lineups right after these messages.
How can you find out when lightning may strike? And how do you count the fish in the sea? How can you tell if a child is growing normally, if baseball is getting better, or traffic is getting worse? How do you know about stock market trends, the risk of cholesterol, the history of witchcraft, or the future of spacecraft? With statistics, that's how. And how can you find out about statistics? With the new Statistics Series, Against All Odds.
Turn to find help for an elderly person you love. Call the Elder Care Locator at 1-800-677-1116.
Is a need in your own hometown. Please join your local chapter.
Okay, live from the Hilliard Gates Sports Center, St. Joseph's jumping out there just off the opening center jump. Diane Polson, number 30 for St. Joe's, got the basket down, and IPFW came back with a turnover. Now we're caught up back to action here. Let's give you a rundown of the starting lineups. For St. Joseph's first, number 11 is Marion Pack. She's guarding Amy Perkins right now on the point. Number 23 is Tia Glass out of Fort Wayne Northrop. Number 24 in there is Cheryl Clemmy. 30 is Diana Polson, we mentioned before, and 31 is Sloan Howie. We'll get to IPFW in just a bit here.
Perkins on the drive.
Perkins with a miss, rebounded out of there. That's Tia Glass, first rebound of the game for her. I mentioned earlier, St. Joseph's doesn't take the three-pointer that often. Marion Pack is the only player that really puts them up when they frequency. She's taken a 35 and hit 16. IPFW now back on the attack, and we've well chronicled their problems this year. And It's really quite obvious, Steve, when they have 8 players on the bench and they don't have enough chairs for St. Joseph's, really.
That's right. They brought a troop here.
Good interior defense now. Lindy Jones cutting baseline. That's blocked away. That time Howie got a hand on it. Up quickly, this is number 24, Cheryl Clemmy. Outside, this is Polson. Misses. Rebounded out of there by Lindy Jones. Perkins now going to take her time up the court. It's 4-0, just 2 minutes into this game. St. Joseph's somewhat of a favorite in this game. I wouldn't want to say a big favorite. IPFW has won 3 out of their last 4 games and playing well. But a big game for St. Joseph's tonight. Lindy Jones on the drive, can't get it to fall. We're going to have a jump ball there, tied up between Glass and Dawn Dressler. And I'm sure those two went at each other. Dawn Dressler from Fort Wayne Elmhurst.
No strangers. Lady Dons have gotten some good shots here early. They just can't get them to fall. That ball was partially tipped.
Second block by St. Joseph's. This time Glass blocks it, gets back on the break, and throws it in.
Looked like she may have taken some little tiny steps there, but they didn't call it.
Out quickly, St. Joseph's 6-0 pressure defense that time, knocked away that time by 31. Sloan Howie. Will be IPFW ball, and Eileen Kleinfelter wasting no time right now.
Early timeout.
Just 3.5 minutes into this one, St. Joe's up 6-0 on IPFW. And she's got to be telling her team right now, Eileen Kleinfelter has got to be saying, well, we've got to get something going down there because the inside's not working. What can we do?
And the defensive pressure for St. Joe really seems to have them rattled. We talked about a number of things in the opening. One player we didn't mention, Lindy Jones, the freshman, the only freshman showing up in the top 10 in the conference point totals. She's averaging 13 points a game and also has 2.1 steals. And for the Lady Dons to be successful, she's got to have a good ball game.
Okay, for St. Joseph's on the other end, just running down the stats here, they hit 48% from the field. That's a league leading stat right there, and they only give up 40% of the shots, and we're seeing good evidence of that tonight. They're a very tall team. They have several players over 6 feet tall. Looking down the list here, they have 3. 2 of them are freshmen, but they're a very tall team inside, so it's going to be tough for IPFW to work the ball inside there. They're going to have to rely on the outside shooting, something that they don't have much of.
Another thing they have going for them, of course, an upperclassman-dominated ball club.
St. Joseph.
And the Lady Dons, although this unit is, each player has played a lot this year because of the small roster size, and you can't call the Lady Dons inexperienced at this point, but they are facing a team with a lot more experience.
Okay, this is Amy Perkins now bringing up the ball.
This College Cable Access Sports presentation underwritten in part by a grant from Cable Access Incorporated of Fort Wayne, Indiana.
Inside that time they go. To Michelle Conley, she gets it in off the glass. That'll be first foul on Sloan Howie of St. Joseph's. And Steve, we called that one exactly. They started going to the outside game. They went right inside immediately to Conley. She gets the bucket.
Here we see the replay. Nice feed by Dressler.
Good seal that time by Conley. She gets the bucket, has the free throw here. Misses it, rebounded out of there by Glass, her second rebound. Pressure defense that time by Dressler.
Travel, yeah. Polson kind of rolled over the ball.
First turnover of the game for St. Joseph's. IPFW has one as well. (6-2) now, just over 3 minutes into this contest. This is Perkins now down low. Recker off the glass for 2. Her first bucket is now 6-4. IPFW working it a little better now inside, getting good screens and good seals by the big people down there. This is Marion Pack, the 3-point shooter for St. Joseph's. Outside. Sloan Howie now over. Clemmy inside. That's Glass all by herself. Missed assignment. Glass with her first point of the game. Pressure now by St. Joseph's. A 2-1-2 press. Perkins brings it across the line easily. Now out top. Wants to go Dressler. Baseline.
Jones at the deck.
Dressler in trouble. Out to Recker. Now give and go. Dressler was going for the give and go that time, but a foul first on St. Joseph's. That's going to be on number 24, Cheryl Clemmy. That's her first. Second team foul for St. Joseph's. IPFW has none at this point. Inbounds now by Dressler. This is Conley. Glass with a good defense. Now Lindy Jones down the lane. Got whacked by Pack that time. Her first foul, team third.
Lindy's favorite move, that penetration down the lane to get the shot off. No team fouls get committed by the Lady Dons.
Lindy Jones, the leading scorer for IPFW at 13 a pop. Also averaging over 4 boards per game. That time, tough interior pass. IPFW gets away with it that time.
The inside is not for the faint of heart tonight. Elbows and arms are flying everywhere.
IPFW obviously wants to pound it there. Lindy Jones and Diane Polson battling for some position before the inbounds play here now. It's 8-4. We're just over 4 minutes into this contest. Both teams still filling each other out. Good move that time by Jones. Doesn't go. Conley there, a record rather for the rebound.
Great rebound bucket by Kim Recker, who's had a hot streak in the last 5 games, hitting over 15 per game.
Outside that time, that's Clemmy. Her first bucket pushes the lead back up the boards. 10-6 now, St. Joseph's. This is Perkins taking her time, gets it to Recker. Now to Dressler. IPFW working against the press well that time, passed around it.
Nearly a turnover there.
Inside, that's too high for Recker. Conley to Recker that time, didn't connect. Second turnover for IPFW. Up the court now. This is Clemmy taking an outside shot, doesn't get it. Off Conley that time, Lindy Jones, a one-on-one. See what happens.
That's what happens.
Pretty move by Lindy Jones that time.
She had great size advantage on that drive, so she didn't have to worry about charging into Pack. She just took her and bodied her. And
a good inside move that time by Glass, doesn't get it. Foul on IPFW, really going to get it to. It looks like Conley picks up her first.
Yep, Perkins.
Perkins picks up her first foul. That is the first team foul. Have a substitution now for St. Joseph. That's Stacy Shepard, 5'6" guard out of Richmond. She's coming in. Diana Polson's going to get a rest. She's a 5'9" sophomore out of Huntington, Indiana. So maybe some of our viewers will remember her days at Huntington North. Man-to-man now by IPFW. This is Pack outside. Just into the ball game. That's Shepard. Outside, this is Glass. Inside, tipped away that time. Dressler comes up with it. IPFW with a chance to tie or take the lead now. This is Perkins. Outside, Dressler will look slow, doesn't have it. Conley, free throw line. Rebounded, Dressler still being fought for. Dressler pulls out of there with a board. This is Perkins now. Jones looking for Recker. Perkins now wants to go baseline, shut off there. Inside, Conley blocked from behind. Glass's second block of the game here.
Got to get those shots up quickly against this team.
Inside, Glass, good position and off the glass. 6 points for Tia Glass, and she is early showing why she is a leading scorer. That time taken away by Marion Pack. Clemmy with a free throw line jumper, doesn't go. Going to have a foul that time on St. Joseph's, number 31. That's going to be Sloan Howie. Is that her second? I believe it's her first foul. Team fourth. But good position by Tia Glass, and if IPFW allows her to get that close to the basket and allows her to receive the ball down there, she is going to do a lot of damage.
It's fairly automatic when she gets it down where she wants it.
Okay, substitution now. Lisa Bashu, number 25, is in the game for St. Joseph. She goes 6'1". That time Jones loses the handle.
Called a block off St. Joe.
Another substitution now for St. Joseph. Curry Krapek in now. It's a 5'9" senior. And it's something we're going to see maybe take its toll a little later on. St. Joseph able to get fresh legs in the game pretty much at will. IPFW with their first substitution of the game now in for the Lady Dons, Jenny Newhart, freshman out of Harlan, Indiana.
25. Lisa Baishu gets the foul.
Foul occurred before the bucket, so wipe that away. 12-8 still St. Joseph's.
That was a nice play because Jenny Newhart was wide open underneath. Great feed from Kim Recker on that play.
Too bad it didn't count. With a penetration. I think you're seeing a little more confidence. Lindy Jones' play here. She has developed during the year. She started for a career high, I believe it was 34 points. Not too long ago inside St. Joseph's. This is Shepard with a good ball. Once again, St. Joseph's pounding the ball inside as they want to do. It's the type of team they are. Good size, good scoring balance. Only 2 starters for St. Joseph's over double figures. Time Recker with another turnover. That's the 3rd for IPFW. Back quickly now. It's Missy Metzinger. Glass pulls another board down. I have her for 3.
That was a hustle rebound. IPFW should have had that ball.
Inside Glass, 1-on-3, puts it up anyway, and we're going to have a foul on IPFW. Dressler with her first foul. You get a chance to look at it here. Good seal that time by Glass. She has a Recker on her hip. Just a silly reach-in foul by Dressler that time. All coaches will tell you go down with that hand. The referees are going to call that on you.
Dons may want to have who's ever guarding the person that swings over that side drop down and prevent that feed inside if they're going to have Recker play behind her like that, because once she gets the ball in there, she's tough to handle.
Glass gets the second here. 7 points now for Glass. She's the leading scorer in the ball game. 15-10 St. Joseph's. They jumped out 6-0 here in the early moments contest. IPFW has been within 2. Now down by 5 again. This is Recker working baseline. Gets it to fall. 6 for Recker right now. She has been consistent down in the post for IPFW. Now IPFW in a zone. It's like a 2-3. St. Joseph's going to run some clock here. Haven't had much to say about the clock. A 30-second shot clock. Women's play. That time the miss by Curie Krapek. Boarded out of there by IPFW. Perkins now back on the attack. Inside that time, Glass with the reach around. Her first foul. Team 6th, so the next team foul for St. Joseph's will result in free throws for IPFW.
That could be an important bonus for the Lady Dons tonight in this type of ball game.
Substitution now for St. Joseph's, number 33, Kathy Peters. She's a 6'0 freshman, 6-foot freshman now from Crown Point. She's in for Tia Glass. So when St. Joseph substitutes, they don't lose much size. That time, Dressler inside. Her first bucket of the game makes it a 15-14 game, and IPFW has a chance here to make up some of that deficit, perhaps get a lead with Glass on the bench. That's tough to deal with. Minnie Messinger, the 3-pointer from the outside. Ooh. That time Perkins got away with a poor pass to Newhart, floated it in there. Newhart was fouled for going to the free throw line. IPFW now with a 1-and-1. Metzger picked up that foul, her first. Jenny Newhart, the other freshman on this IPFW team besides Lindy Jones, gets the first to fall.
She's hitting almost 80% of her free throws.
There's a good look at, well, 2 of the people that led St. Joseph's to the Division II finals last year. That was Coach Keith Freeman Natia Glass.
Lady Don's hanging real well with St. Joe right now.
18-16 now. IPFW back in the man-to-man. Or woman-to-woman. Time three-pointer is short. Bayshu rebounds out of there. Metzger blocked from behind. Perkins got a piece of it, but Bayshu puts it back up and in. Her first bucket of the game, and is now 20-16. 2-1-2 press by St. Joseph's. Broken easily. Lindy Jones. There is no timeline in college women's basketball. Just a 30-second shot clock.
And what it does is it eats away your 30 seconds available to get a shot off.
And IPFW is a team that uses a lot of that clock. 5 seconds. Jones puts it off. Rebounded out of there by Bayshu.
The rim has been unkind a little tonight. A couple shots have rolled off.
Does it surprise you that IPFW has gone as much inside as they have against this taller team? That time Metzger hits the deck. Good hustle by Metzger.
Because IPFW is not a team that shoots well from the outside. They haven't shot from the outside all season. You just have to go and do what you can do best, and I think that would be the strategy Coach Kleinfelder's employing tonight.
Okay, it's 20-16. So you run down those stats, especially from the three-point line. IPFW has only taken 45 this year and hit just 10.
And generally it's Amy Hogan who takes that shot. Wrecker in trouble there.
This is Perkins. Finds
Wide open.
Dressler all alone. Good penetration by Perkins that time. Drew a couple defenders to her. Dressler just hanging out on the other side of the paint. Nice look by Perkins that time. Inside quickly. Good baseline move. Stacy Shepard, her fourth point of the game, pushes the lead back up to 4, 22-18.
That last play by Perkins makes her 21 assists away from the single season mark.
I think another thing too, Steve, here, with IPFW really only playing 7 players in the rotation, this press is going to take the legs away from them a little bit.
Definitely.
IPFW has to work up on the floor. That time Conley a little short. Bayshu pulls out the rebound. St. Joseph's back up. Chance to go up by 6, maybe 7. IPFW back in the man-to-man. Bayshu popping out for the ball here. This is Shepard now going to drive in the paint. Perkins pulls down the board. This is Dressler now inside. Wrecker 2-on-1. The foul on Bayshu. Wrecker the line for 2.
Wrecker's 6 points tonight. Chance for 7 and 8. Could draw the Lady Dons back within 2.
Substitutions now for St. Joseph.
Here's a replay. Nice feed from Dressler, and when Kim gets the ball down there, it's pretty automatic.
Bayshu caught an elbow. She picked up her second foul. She's coming out of the contest now. Wholesale lineup changes. Tanya Mopilia in for her. She's a 6'1 freshman out of Crown Point. Also in the contest, Lori Hissong. Familiar name also to people around here. She played at Woodland High School. 5'9 sophomore. Number 15's in the game as well. And number 33 in the game for St. Joseph's, Kathy Peters. She's 6'0. So St. Joseph going pretty big right now. Have a couple big ladies over 6 feet in there. Wrecker gets them both. It's now 22-20. This is one of the big ladies at time. Kathy Peters. It's a 2-pointer. Her first points of the game. Pushes the lead back up to 4. Still about 8 minutes to go here in the first half. Been pretty well played by both teams. About what we expected from St. Joseph's. Pounding the ball inside. This is Wrecker left alone at the free throw line. Dressler with a good board. Kicks it back out. This is Perkins going to reset. New shot clock now. Dressler looking inside, not there. Goes baseline. Nice move. A little strong, rebounded out of there by St. Joseph's. Now up ahead. This is a freshman. She's fouled.
Well, no one got the defensive position right down the middle. as Popelia had a free reign to the bucket, and Lindy Jones had to come over from the wing to take her, and took her down pretty good.
Well, if you're going to foul a player on a layup attempt, make sure they earn it there.
And if you're going to commit the foul, make it a good one.
Time Lindy Jones took both arms of Popelia out of the way. She has 2. And a good foul by Lindy Jones. That's her first foul. IPFW not in foul trouble tonight. That was only the 3rd team foul for them. Well into this first half. Popelia with a second now. Does drop that. That pushes it back out to 5. 25-20. Here's the St. Joe press again. Dressler now with the ball. Works it over to Perkins. Was a 2-on-1 briefly there. Perkins had Newhart breaking down the right side of the lane.
She made the right decision.
Jones inside.
Get in there. Too much spin on that shot. But she'll shoot 2.
Well, that's a nice move by Lindy Jones. You can see that she does favor that hop step where she just shows the ball one way.
Here we see her here. Cutting through the lane. She has a knack for really being able to split the defenders on that move.
Jones will have 2. Hits the first.
5 for her.
Amy Perkins with Elaine Kleinfelter. Boy, what a battle it has been this year. Kleinfelter put the players on the floor. She looked like she was going to have a dynamite team. And of course the injuries hit in. So St. Joseph's now from the outside.
Jones in the rebound there.
There's Hissong with a miss. Playing against her former player right now. They were matched up there for a second. Speaking of Jenny Newhart, going to have a St. Joseph foul.
Popelia got her on the floor. So Lindy will shoot the 1-and-1. Here we see the foul right there.
Just a little late with a switch that time. Lindy Jones, a good first step. She'll have 2 more free throws.
Nothing but net.
Well, she'll have 2 free throws now. That was a 1-and-1. Called it before the shot. Jones now after her 8th point, gets it, cuts the lead to 1, 25-24. IPFW hanging tough. This is Pack with the ball, Marion Pack. Outside, Peters, now this is Polson. Clemmy now with the ball. Peters can hit that shot. Misses it badly, Newhart pulls it away. Peters hit that shot before. For 6-0 lady, she steps out there. Away from the basket. This is Perkins now. IPFW with a chance to take the lead. In trouble. Gets it down to Newhart on the block. In and out. Newhart after it.
That's at least the 4th shot that's gone in and come back out tonight.
The ball has done laps around the rim tonight for IPFW. Clemmy now with the penetration off her foot. Newhart picks up the ball. 5:41 left here in the first half, and IPFW with another chance to break through. A little contact here.
And Lindy Jones got called in that foul.
Boy, if we could take a look at that again, it just looked like the 2 players got mixed up there. She was fighting through a pick and it picked up her 2nd foul. Not a good foul.
That brings Amy Hogan off the bench, and she'll come in now for Lindy Jones.
Also a substitution for St. Joseph's. Tia Glass has been on the bench for a bit. She has 1 foul, but she comes back into the game with 7 points. She leads St. Joseph's at this time. This is Pack now with the ball. IPFW sagging off the outside. This is Clemmy, 15-footer, good. She has 4 now.
The Lady Dons keep hanging in there, but they creep close, but just can't get over the hump yet this half. That foul turning the ball over down at the other end by Jones, a particularly damaging play.
This is Hogan with the ball now inside. Recker, good move. In off the glass, doesn't go. Newhart was there for the board. Off her fingertips and off Polson's as well. It will be IPFW ball.
Looked like Kim may have gotten hacked when she went up for the shot, but no call.
Perkins to inbound. Dressler wanted it underneath the basket, can't get it to her. Now Newhart off the glass, no, follows, gets the board. Nice touch.
Finally got one to roll in.
Newhart's first basket of the game. She had a free throws earlier. Hogan comes out of there with the ball.
Kind of a rush shot by Clemmy that time.
Newhart has 4. And it is another chance for IPFW to take the lead inside. Record, good position, doesn't get it to fall. Glass pulls out the board.
Not enough on that
swinging
shot.
the elbows that time, and Newhart pulls the board away. Perkins
Dish.
now 2-on-1.
Oh,
Newhart sticking after it, gets the rebound again one more time. Third rebound, and it's a charge.
Finds the range.
Boy, that's just good hustle on Jenny Newhart's part. Knocks the ball away from Glass, then comes up with 3 rebounds in a row. 6 points in the game. IPFW leading 27-28. St. Joseph, very tough. Go back to their money player. That's Tia Glass. 9 points for her, and St. Joseph's back in the lead.
She knows what to do when she gets the ball down low like that.
This is Newhart now. Peters pressuring. Perkins now with the ball out top. Looking inside, Dressler on the block, kicks it back out. Hogan going back to Dressler, knocked away.
Tried to feed that ball in, too many defenders that time.
Spacing wasn't there that time, and Dressler picks up a tired foul.
Coach Kleinfelder saying that Clemmy shoved her.
Second foul on Dawn Dressler, only the 14th foul, and we're going to have almost a new team for St. Joseph's. 4 players coming in. Let's run them down for you. Lisa Bashu, number 25, is back in. Number 12, Stacy Shepard is in. Number 13, Carrie Krapik is in. And number 14, Mitzi Metzger is in as well. So now that we do that, they take a timeout here. It's a close contest, 29-28.
The College Cable Access Program Guide provides information about our programming, including IPFW sports telecasts. To receive your free Channel 6 program guide, send your name, address, and zip code to Channel 6 at IPFW, 2101 Coliseum Boulevard East, Fort Wayne, Indiana, 46805. Or you can give us a call at 481-6000.
3.5 to go here in the first half, and IPFW has been successful pounding it down low. Lindy Jones has 8 points. Kim Recker 7. Jenny Newhart with a big bucket there just before the timeout has 6. So IPFW is working it down low in the paint, getting many shots off there. Other side, we knew Tia Glass was going to score some points. When you lead the conference in points, you knew she was going to do something tonight. She's showing why she's an all-conference player.
Yeah, she's their money player. There's no doubt about it. We might mention that coming up at halftime of the men's game tonight, Lisa Miller is going to have her jersey retired.
That's right. Lisa Miller, I believe, is 7th in all-time Division II scoring. 1st in all-time free throws made. And she's graduate assistant now on the bench for Eileen Kleinfelter. Great player last year for IPFW and a quality person as well. Okay, St. Joseph's now with the ball. Number 13, Krapik, down low, Bashu off her hands, IPFW ball.
Another shot, or opportunity, I should say. Take the lead back. It'd be nice to see Amy Hogan hit a couple 3-point shots here to give the Dons a lift.
Dressler now running the motion. Stopped inside. This is Perkins looking inside. Gets it down to Newhart. She turns and kisses. 8 points for Newhart. Took that ball up immediately. Very strong.
She's a streaky shooter. She gets hot. She can pour in 6, 8, 10 points real quick.
She's guarding Glass now down on the block. IPFW, that zone is sagging back now. 2-3 zone for IPFW. Shepard with the ball outside the 3-point arc. Back to Shepard. This is Krapik. 18-footer doesn't go. Glass in there for the board. Puts it back up. Good position that time.
Great block.
Newhart with a block.
Couple good blocks in that position. Glass had her shot tipped too. And the St. Joe player slipped in for the rebound, but Newhart got the block anyway.
Newhart playing a great game thus far. She gets it down again on the block inside. Yes. 10 points for Newhart. IPFW out by 3, 32-29. Back the other way. That's Tia Glass, 11 for her. St. Joseph's has taken off the press. And IPFW not having much trouble with it. Only 4 turnovers here in the first half. Thankful for that.
Newhart, the last 8 points from the Lady Dons. Make it 10.
Boy, dynamite inside and outside. That time from the free throw line. 34-31 IPFW. A minute and a half to go here in the first half. Tipped by Dressler.
Oh! Did she get a hand on that?
Well, Eileen Kleinfelder doesn't think though. That's Keith Freeman right there.
From my angle, it looked like just a straight turnover too. But the ref had good position on the play, so still St. Joe ball.
Trailing by 3 now. Just bash you out high. Great pick. That time to make up for whatever you want to call it. That is a traveling.
Yeah, she took a good skip jump there.
Substitutions now for St. Joseph. Number 31 coming in. Sloan Howie. She started the game. Number 30, Diana Polson in as well. IPFW up by 3 here. They're going to work the clock a little bit, I would imagine. About a minute, 15 seconds to go here. This is Dressler now, outside. Boy, Newhart's been hot. You have to go to her again. I'll see if they call an offensive set for her. Hogan wanted to get the ball to her. Good defense by Polson that time. Ooh, nice defense by Shepard. Took away the no-look from Perkins, and it's an easy layup for St. Joseph's. Minnie Metzger, 5th point of the ball game for her, cuts it to 1. 2-possession game now. Under 50 seconds to go. This is Dressler. Newhart covered up by Glass. Perkins now with the ball. Now looking for help. Newhart pops out. Gets it inside. Tough pass. Wrecker down low, and she's fouled.
Nice look by Jenny Newhart on that play. Wrecker with 8 points tonight, a couple from the free throw line. Here to see that feed from Jenny. And the foul.
Good timing on the pass there. That time Wrecker had just cut through in the lane and had sealed her player. Good play on both ends. Wrecker gets the first. She now has 8 points, pushes it back up to 2. 35-33. Second doesn't go now. And Newhart picks up a foul. That time she picked up one she shouldn't have had. Eileen Kleinfelder shaking her head. Didn't need that foul.
Fortunately, no free throws. And it's only Jenny's first, so.
IPFW 5 fouls. Like you said, that is Newhart's first. St. Joe will probably work the clock here. Shot clock is off. 12 seconds to go. Trailing by 2. This is Shepard now.
Polson's dying to take a 3.
Metzger with a 3 with 5 seconds to go. Dressler, 3 seconds, 2. Not going to get a shot off. But it is a good first half for IPFW, 35-33. And boy, Jenny Newhart playing well against Tia Glass.
8 straight points. She's got 12 for the ball game, and she's propelled IPFW into the first half lead.
Okay, we're going to take a timeout right here. Might be back with a little halftime stats for you. We're going to take a timeout right now.
Die Welt verändert sich sehr schnell.
Изменения здесь достигнут весь мир.
世界が変わるんなら我々もそれに合わせていろんな方法を考えなくてはいけません。
De plus en plus, nous deviendrons tous partie d'une communauté internationale.
Todo el mundo tendrá una oportunidad para formar parte de este cambio.
If there is a common language in the world today, that language would be change. sometimes evident, sometimes hidden, it is nonetheless constant. And when viewed through the eyes of the world, this change can be wide, sweeping, immediate, and profound. Yet when viewed through a different set of eyes, through the eyes of a child, this change can be personal and at times bewildering. Consider a child from another land whose family has come to Indiana, brought by an international company or organization to America's heartland. For this child, a changing world is felt at a personal level, a level of new language, atmosphere, customs, and new friends. There are more and more children like this one throughout the communities of Indiana. And part of the promise of the years ahead is that there will be many more. The coming international era, it has been called an era in which local economies, institutions, and industries around the world merge and interrelate to an extent far greater than ever before. It will be an era when Indiana's place in the world may depend upon the ability to remain open to the world around us and adjust our ways of thinking and acting. Recently, a group of citizens from around the state, representing many walks of life, came together to form the International Issues Task Force. A group formed with the purpose of determining and enhancing Indiana's ability to thrive in an increasingly international environment and prepare recommendations for the future. In part, the task force considered issues related to the Indiana business community, but their scope extended much further. Because at the heart of all changes are people. And closest to people are basic human issues. Issues that directly affect our ability to work and participate in an increasingly international atmosphere. With this in mind, the task force identified 4 primary areas of investigation. An international school, international service organizations and communications, international transportation, and international education. Each topic was studied by a separate committee, with ongoing staff support and administration provided by the Indiana Humanities Council. The intent of each committee was to determine how to best prepare the people of Indiana to become more valuable and productive citizens of the world community. The International School Committee investigated the feasibility of establishing an international school in Indiana. A school which would serve the needs of Indiana children by creating the opportunity to learn in a unique, world-class educational environment. A school which would also serve the needs of the children of foreign business people, students, educators, researchers, and other visitors to Indiana. As the business of many Indiana companies becomes increasingly global, the need for an international school becomes ever greater. Because at the center of the needs of any family is the education of the children. Another task force committee investigated the statewide delivery of international services and information. Indiana is home to many different international service organizations. Yet a study commissioned by the Lilly Endowment revealed a need for these organizations to work more closely together. The task force committee investigated the needs of international employees and their families, foreign students, researchers, and the professional spouses of international executives to determine if services were readily available to international families. For example, foreign families often need special assistance in adapting to their new environment, obtaining driving licenses, learning where and how to meet American friends as well as other foreigners, and generally learning about a new culture. The committee also investigated ways to raise the consciousness of the people of Indiana by providing opportunities for exposure to international cultures through these service organizations. The committee then explored ways to best coordinate, fund, and deliver these needed services to international families as well as Indiana citizens. Central to Indiana's ability to be a vital part of a changing world is transportation. And a task force committee was formed to investigate the possibilities for increasing direct air transportation from Indianapolis International Airport to overseas cities and markets. Many Indiana companies, as well as international business people and visitors living in Indiana, currently need direct air service overseas. The committee not only studied this issue, it developed a strategy for pursuing greater levels of service. International transportation, an important way to more directly link Indiana with the world. The mission of the first three committees was investigating ways to make Indiana even more hospitable to foreign visitors, executives, employees, and families. The fourth committee investigated ways of preparing the youth of Indiana for the international era by studying the present educational system. The committee evaluated the teaching of world geography and culture, world history, foreign literature, and foreign language in an effort to assure that Indiana students are provided with the knowledge and the skills to succeed in the international era. In many ways, the intent of the task force has been to provide a cornerstone from which the state can begin to build and prepare for the future. A future that is rapidly approaching for businesses, for organizations, for families, and for all of us. It is up to us to shape our place in the international era by learning the language of the world, the language of change. The International Issues Task Force has provided an important first step for the people of Indiana, a step toward becoming citizens of the world and making countrymen of all humankind.
For over 2 millennia, Western society has generated a rich visual tradition of painting, sculpture, and architecture. What do these images mean? How can we understand them? Art of the Western world will take you on an exciting journey that will suggest answers to these and other questions. Beginning in ancient Greece and ending on the brink of the future, it will examine many of mankind's most enduring artistic achievements.
Carol.
Tom.
Some people still don't realize how space technology benefits everyone.
Well, you played a detective. Why don't you give him a clue and I'll be your helper?
Okay, partner. Look at this.
Without warning, hurricanes can take a huge toll in lives and property.
But with space satellites, we now have ample warnings.
And thousands of lives have been saved.
Hey, Carol, we're a great team.
We're a great item.
Space technology.
This is what's in it for you.
For thy dowry, cripple value.
really enjoyed it.
Quality education.
Courses are challenging.
There's really a good quality work here.
The campus in the fall, I think, is really nice. It's a nice place to sit out and relax, maybe during a lunch hour or any time after classes. There's a lot here that IPFW has to offer.
The professors really concentrate on helping you. They've enabled me to grow professionally.
If you're going to go in Indiana, this would be the place to go, and people just don't realize that because they think it's hometown.
Many of the professors here at IPFW have gained both national and international recognition through their teachings.
I know a lot of people say that if you go to a small campus that you won't be able to find a good job, but I've been interviewed with General Motors and they chose myself and another girl from IPFW, and that gives me great confidence in this school.
Yes. Welcome to the weather report. Skies are going to be clear, the temps are going to be nice. Let's take a look at tomorrow. We can see how the system moves.
And I think that what IPFW has to offer is really fantastic. We are very fortunate at IPFW to have a music therapy program. We have a career service area that finds employment for students, sometimes career-related while they're in school and after they graduate and after they become alumni. We have multicultural services, special services for African-American students, for Hispanic students. We have child care available. We have a Women and Returning Adult Center for our large returning adult student population.
I get to meet a lot of diverse people. I mean, come to this lounge, I met you guys. I know everybody in this lounge. I could say Chinese, Japanese, Korean.
The Office of Multicultural Services provides personal counseling, academic counseling, and also cultural heritage programs primarily geared for African American students and Hispanic students, and also any other student on the IPFW campus who would like to take advantage of our services.
We have given over 26,000 degrees, and our alumni are literally all over the world in successful and important positions in business, industry.
Oh, good question. For example, these two go together.
Now think about that argument, especially from our perspective today with our concern with the environment. Which is better?
We had some kind of patent infringement case. We thought somebody was infringing upon our patent.
Temperature, stagnation, temperature corresponding to pimple value, you would determine the stagnation properties. In other words, what you are going to do, you are going to pretend that you decelerated the flow from whatever it was to this point.
I never gave you aught.
My honored lord.
Just take it in like this. How do I care for this child? And that transition from what's taught in the classroom to what is actual reality of putting it into practice and the hands-on doing procedures.
Okay, how would I decide now, for example, how big a drop of water was?
The way it was conducted in the district court, they said, was a summary judgment. It left two unresolved issues of fact. What were those? Somebody tell me.
Would you check to see if there's any prerequisites for urban anthropology?
Okay, that's E380.
The Honors Program offers courses for talented and motivated students who graduate in the upper 10% of their high school classes and have above average SAT scores. These are small enrollment classes taught by selected faculty members.
I had a favorite professor that was very knowledgeable. I know he knew a lot about his field, and it really helped me to understand through personal stories he had.
We try to know as many students as we possibly can by their first name and really develop long-term relationships over the 4 years that they are here and even beyond.
student that would be interested in attending IPFW would have a full range of companies to consider at the time of graduation.
Yeah, I just accepted a job in Denver, Colorado with one of the largest Big Six firms, a public accounting firm.
Recent recruiters here include IBM, Xerox.
The professors here really helped me through my interview process. I knew I wanted to relocate.
Not only the local companies are involved in recruiting the students, but companies throughout the United States.
It helped me land one of the most desired jobs in America.
I myself and many people I know also work while going to school.
Over 90% of our students are employed.
Although I live outside of Fort Wayne, it's still real close and convenient for me to come to school and then directly to work. It only takes me about approximately 15 minutes.
We also have co-op, and the co-op program is an alternating program whereby the student goes to school for a semester and then works for a semester. But the marvelous thing about it is that you are 80% guaranteed of employment upon graduation.
The Financial Aid Office at IPFW assists students in financing their educational expenses through a combination of scholarships, grants, educational loans, and student employment. These aid programs come from federal, state, institutional, and private resources.
Undecided about my major for a while now, but they really helped me a lot. Helped me to discover new careers and check into them, get ideas on them. I really appreciate that. They've really done a lot for me in that aspect.
I think IPFW is an exciting place to be. And it's exciting because we have such a wide variety of students. I think we have appeal for many students. We offer a quality education. Our student body ranges in age from 13 to 82, and we can offer quality and variety. Since 1964, more than 26,000 students have received Indiana or Purdue degrees on this campus. We are very proud of every one of them. The possibilities are endless. The opportunities are here for you. Won't you come and look at the opportunities and explore the possibilities and become a part of Indiana Purdue at Fort Wayne?
Back at the Hilliard Gates Sports Center, second half action between St. Joseph's College out of Rensselaer, Indiana against IPFW. I mentioned earlier at the top of the show, St. Joseph's sitting right now in third place in the Great Lakes Valley Conference. They're a half game behind Bellarmine College out of Louisville and one full game behind Indianapolis. And it's a big game for them because they want to stay up there, one of the top two teams in this conference, because if they don't win the conference, they might possibly get a seed, one of the seeds available in that 32-team field in Division II. For IPFW is just a different story for them. They're well back. They're 6-8 in the conference, and coming in here tonight, I think they just wanted to keep things going, Steve. They've been playing well at home, and they've won 3 out of the last 4.
Yeah, the team is starting to come together, I would think. As we have talked about often, they lose Pam Edwards before the season starts, and a couple other players aren't with the team now. So they've had the small roster, and one of the important go-to people they were counting on to start the season's not there. But they've taken freshmen Jenny Newhart and Lindy Jones, who've become a big part of this ball club. Mix in Amy Perkins, takes over at point guard, and now they're playing. They play every game. They play hard. They play together, and they all go out there and they don't try to do the things that. They try to do the things they do best. That's work the ball inside and play good hard defense, and that's all you can ask of a ball club. And here they are playing one of the conference leaders, and they're up by 2 points.
Yeah, this run down the stats for you. The hard work has paid off. 35-33, IPFW out in front. IPFW just 45% from the field. St. Joseph's was 15-30 for 50%. There you see Tia Glass. She's the leading scorer for St. Joseph's. She has 11 points and 6 rebounds. They took her out in the first half, and IPFW down by a point made a little run at them when Tia Glass was out, and they did it primarily by going down low, and Jenny Newhart, a big factor for IPFW.
Well, she scored the last 8 points for the Lady Dons and pushed them out to that 2-point lead. See, the Lady Dons also helped by the fact they got to the free throw stripe just a little more often, 9 of 11. The Pumas only 2 of 4.
Well, IPFW only had 6 fouls in that first half. St. Joseph's 11 fouls. And that was a big factor. IPFW getting to the line and hitting them tonight.
And they're holding their own on the boards. 16 rebounds for the Lady Dons, 17 for St. Joe. And on the defensive side, that's 9 defensive rebounds, 7 offensive rebounds for the Lady Dons, only 6 offensive rebounds for St. Joe. Turnovers pretty even. Block shots, not much of a factor. I can't believe they only give Lady Dons 1 block shot, because I think Jenny Newhart looked like she had 2 early in the ball game.
Yeah. Another stat that sticks out there, the turnovers, only 7 for IPFW. That 2-on-2 press by St. Joseph's didn't harm IPFW that much. They're able to get the ball over the timeline and work a patient offense. And IPFW looking good. 7 is a little high, but it's acceptable for a press, I believe. All right, let's run down the points for you. First, let's run down St. Joseph's scoring total for you. Tia Glass, as we mentioned earlier, the leading scorer with 11 points right now. Diana Polson out of Huntington has 2. Sloan Howie hit the first bucket of the game. That's all she has, though. Cheryl Clemmy has 4 points. Stacy Shepard 4 as well. Mindy Metzinger hit the only 3-pointer of the game. She has 5. Lisa Bashu has 2 points and 4 rebounds. Kathy Peters 2 points, and Tanya Popilia has 1 point. For IPFW, Jenny Newhart, the leading scorer. She had 8 points in a row for IPFW there down the stretch drive. She has 12 points, 4 rebounds as well. Next leading scorer is Kim Recker. She has 9 points. Lindy Jones with 8. She's only 2 of 6 from the field, though. Also scoring as well as Dawn Dressel with 4 points, leading rebounder with 5, and Michelle Conley has 2.
Looking at the teams warm up here before the start of the second half, the St. Joe end looks like a basketball summer camp. There's so many players.
Not enough balls to go around there. IPFW, as we mentioned earlier, 7-player rotation. And the fatigue factor has not entered in tonight for IPFW.
This college cable access sports presentation is underwritten in part by a grant from Cable Access Incorporated of Fort Wayne, Indiana.
And we thank them.
Did not know that.
Well, you should pay attention when you read those things, Steve.
That's true. Very true.
Just getting ready here for the second half.
I think the keys to look for, once again, we've probably talked it to death, the short bench the Lady Dons have. How long will their legs hold out? Will they be able to withstand the pressure, assuming that St. Joe comes out and tries that full court pressure? It really hasn't caused the Lady Dons turnover problems, but it could cost them their legs at the end of the ball game.
Okay, St. Joseph's will have the ball, the first possession of the second half. IPFW just breaking the huddle there, back out on the floor. 35-33, IPFW with a 2-point lead, and we get back to action. This is Pack now with the ball. Same starting lineup now for St. Joseph's as in early in the game. They substituted liberally throughout the first half. Spreading the fouls around, they are no problem. Polson now, 17-footer. Polson now with 4 points.
She had the first bucket to start the ball game, and we haven't heard from her since until she just tied it up right there.
Tied at 35. Now Lindy Jones likes her look at the basket, 18 feet away, nails it.
10 for Lindy Jones.
That time, good move by Glass. Doesn't get it to go. Perkins pulls down her second rebound.
Nice block out by Dressler to get the ball over to Perkins.
Perkins now the pace of the second half, a little faster than the first. This is Recker out high. Looking inside, Dressler thrown behind her. That's an error by Recker that time.
Dressler thought she was going to shoot and was getting ready to block out for the rebound, and unfortunately Kim made a pass instead.
8th turnover for IPFW. They lead 37-35 here in the opening moments of the second half. This is Clemmy now, kicks it back out to Glass, knocked away by Perkins. Double team, someone should be open for St. Joe. IPFW back in the 2-3 zone. This is Polson outside. Pack can hit from there. Clemmy unloads an 18-footer. Good.
That's her 6th. Both teams firing to start the second half.
St. Joseph going to the outside a little more. Dressler might have gotten away there with a foul. Coming down the lane. Jones puts up an air ball. Last touch by Recker. It will be St. Joseph's ball. Tied at 37 here. This is Clemmy. Outside, this is Polson now with the ball again. Number 31, Sloan Howie. Inside, Clemmy fouled that time by Conley.
I believe that's her first.
Conley picks up her first foul of the second half.
Get a look at that play. Simple reach in.
Coming in, Conley will get a rest now. Newhart back in the contest. Dynamite first half by Newhart.
See if she can pick up where she left off.
Inside, tough pass that time. Perkins knocks away. Glass comes up with it. Double dribbles. Turnover number 10 for St. Joseph. While the pace is a little faster, the buckets are not falling nearly as well for either team in the start here of the second half. This is Perkins now down low. Good defense by Glass. Gets a hand on it. This is Jones now with the switch. Ooh, that time foul by Pack. First team foul for St. Joseph's.
Can't reach around like that and not expect to have the whistle blown.
Second for Pack that time. Grabbed an arm. Dressler will inbound. This is Newhart. Back to Perkins. St. Joe. Man to man. Newhart spins.
Almost forgot to take the ball with her.
Looking for help that time. Good defense by Glass, pinning her outside the paint that time. And Newhart, well, she does her damage down low. Tied at 37. This is Clemmy now with the ball. Over to Pack. Back to Clemmy. 18-footer on the way. Good. Second basket of the second half for Clemmy. 8 overall. 39-37. St. Joe breaks out to a 2-point lead. This is Jones looking for Recker. Baseline. Not there.
Oh.
Bad pass by Jones and a reach in by Newhart. That is her third foul.
Kind of a lazy pass that time.
IPFW's 9th turnover, and it is very costly. That is Newhart's second foul.
Yeah, it's only her second. You see the foul right there. What we didn't see was the pass was just a little low speed, and Jenny didn't go to meet the ball. So Conley's back in.
Shell Conley back in the contest. Jenny Newhart will take a break. 17-minute mark. 39-37 St. Joe with the 2-point lead. This is Pack now. Sloan Howie takes a walk before she drives to the hoop. 11th turnover.
That's got to be the most common turnover in college basketball, the little skip step before you put the ball to the floor.
This is Perkins now, IPFW. Last few possessions, turnovers and fouls. Perkins now. Out on top, man to man. Jones on the switch. That time thrown away by Jones. Going to be a jump ball. IPFW basketball on the alternate possession.
Clemmy's really gotten off to a good start this second half. 8 points. She's got 2 buckets here to give St. Joe the lead. And that steal right there, or that tie-up.
Jones with a slicing move down the lane. Dressler fights for her 6th rebound. This is Perkins now. Pack wants to take away the middle of the floor. Back to Jones. Inside. Good look to Conley. Conley with a tough shot from behind the basket. Doesn't fall. Pulled out of there by Clemmy. first rebound of the game. She now has the ball. Back outside to Pack inside. Conley picks up the foul. It's her second. Team third.
This half is starting out the opposite of the first half, where St. Joe picked up the fouls early.
IPFW only 6 in the first half, already 3 here, just 4 minutes into the second. 39-37 St. Joseph's with a 2-point lead. That time a tripping foul on Lindy Jones. That's one of those fouls the officials will call if the ball is turned over.
That should be her third.
Just got the feet tangled up, and it's a tough foul for Lindy Jones to pick up.
Not much of a foul. There's a good intercept.
12th turnover for St. Joseph's. Relatively high number. IPFW now back on the attack. This is Dressler. Wants to go baseline, shut off. Recker out on top, driving in the paint. Gonna have a foul before the shot. First foul. Scratch that. That is Sloan Howie. Her second foul.
Amy Hogan in the ball game for the Lady Dons.
Amy Hogan back in the game. Time Howie just picked up a hand check on the hip. Maybe more than that. Recker shooting free throws, hits the first. That's her 10th point. That's Howie's third foul, not her second, her third. Rebounded away that time, Glass. She now has 7 rebounds in the contest. IPFW back within 1.
Fleming open from the outside.
St. Joe is going to have that shot rebounded out of there by Hogan. That's her first rebound. St. Joe is going to have that 17, 18-foot shot all night long. IPFW sitting back in the passing lanes, not giving up the easy baskets down low. Ooh, tough pass that time by Dressler. Dangerous pass, and it is a turnover.
Shepard in for St. Joe.
Dana Poulsen will have a seat. Yeah, we've been stuck in the 30s for quite a while now. 39-38, St. Joseph. This is Pack. She puts him up there. Doesn't get the 3 to fall. Rebounded out of there by Howie. And 3 IPFW players around 1 player for St. Joseph's, and Clemmy will pick up the foul.
Yep. How'd you pick her out of there?
Lucky guess. Perkins now IPFW with another chance to take the lead. Haven't had very good execution on the offensive end. Last 5 trips down the floor. It's time Dressler picks out a screen, gets loose for her 4th point in the ball game. 40-39 IPFW. This is Shepard now with the ball. Good shot fake that time, and Dressler.
She looked like someone who got caught with her hand in someone's pocket.
Dressler picks up the foul. That is her second, team 4th.
Kind of a cheap foul, foul you don't want to commit because it really didn't serve the Lady Dons any purpose at that
Lady
point.
Jones back in the game. That is Dressler's 3rd foul.
That makes it even more costly.
And it is the team 5th foul. So IPFW getting a little bit of a foul problem here in the second half.
Shepard stole that rebound from Hogan.
Recker pulls down the board. It's her 2nd rebound of the game. I just mentioned earlier, I want to finish that point. Dressler now has 3, and Lindy Jones has 3. This is Recker now, baseline. Pulled out of there by Howie. Still an IPFW 1-point lead at 40-39. 13.5 go in this game.
Air ball.
Howie throws up a big-time prick. I think that might even graze the rim. I don't know, though. It's another turnover for St. Joseph's.
Well, it certainly had a good look at the rim as it passed by it.
13th for St. Joe. Marion Pack coming out. In the contest now, number 14, Minnie Metzger. IPFW with a chance to build on it. Reset the shot clock now. Fresh 30 for IPFW. Steve, I have a feeling now if any team can put together a little mini run right here, they're going to be in good shape the last 2-3 minutes of the ball game. Both teams not executing well offensively. Turnovers are mounting for both teams. Seeing some tired fouls by both squads. That time a turnover.
That's one thing you don't want to do is tip the ball towards your opponent's basket when you're trying to save it.
Time a turnover for IPFW. Their 11th. Four turnovers in the second half for the Lady Dons. This is Glass now. Good spin dribble that time. Picks up the foul. That's on Conley. Should be her third foul. And now 3 IPFW players in a bit of foul trouble here.
Well, they called it on Perkins. Perkins sets a break there. We'll take a, yeah, Amy got her across the wrist as she came down the lane.
That is only Perkins' second foul. Glass was shooting, has 2. That one is well short. That looked like she stopped her delivery before she shot the ball.
Short armed that ball up there.
Just flicked the wrist that time. Gets the second. That's 12 for Glass. And ties the ball game at 40 apiece. Perkins now might have got a push off there. Who are they going to call that on? Metzger picks up the foul.
Little hand check. Dressler's coming in for Hogan.
Amy Hogan will take the break. Dawn Dressler, the leading rebounder for IPFW. She has 7. This is Lindy Jones out high. St. Joseph's extending the man-to-man now. That time another turnover. IPFW cannot afford to have turnovers against this team from St. Joseph.
Dawn kind of got in no man's land and dribbled out of it and lost control of the dribble.
This is Glass now. Inside, Bashu knocked away by Record. Good defense that time.
Shepard on the clock.
Shepard now to inbound for St. Joseph's. This is Clemmy now. Metzger back to Shepard. Glass has her players sealed. That time off the glass. No one to block out again. Follows and gets the easy bucket.
She's got 14.
14 and 18 boards. 18, 8 boards.
IPFW players admiring her shot that time.
IPFW better movement this time down the floor. Dressler pump fake. 10 on the clock yet. This is Dressler now looking inside. Drives baseline, picks up a foul on Shepard. That's the 15th foul for St. Joseph's. A good foul for IPFW. There's only 5 remaining on the shot clock.
Now it's back to 30.
Dressler will inbound. This is Jones out high. Tough pass that time for Conley. Perkins now looking back for Conley. Not there. Knocked away by Metzger. St. Joseph's really expending the defense. That time Glass picks up the foul. Boy, I don't know about that one.
I agree with you there. Amy kind of fell down. I think Glass kind of helped her on the way down.
Just got the tail end of there. The official was calling a push for the hit there. That is, evens up the foul situation at 6 apiece now. IPFW has helped to early lead in that category here in the second.
Glass comes out.
It's Glass's second foul. She's going to get a break right now. Sloan Howie, number 31, is back in the contest. For St. Joseph's, it's 42-40. St. Joe's with a 2-point lead. Boy, and that time, that is a very costly foul.
Coach Kleinfelder not at all happy with that call. I don't know if we have that in replay either, but that's going to hurt the Lady Dons here.
That is number 4 on Lindy Jones. Amy Hogan off the bench quickly for IPFW. Jones is going to have to take a break right now. crucial part of the contest. She is a very creative offensive player. Doesn't need much to get her shot off. Bashu with a miss that time. Boy, in that time, Conley and Recker both struggling for the ball, and Bashu got her hands on it. Alternate possession goes to St. Joe.
Number 44, Amy Hogan, replaces number 23, Lindy Jones.
That's the last we'll see of Lindy Jones for a bit. She'd have to sit with those 4 fouls.
Lindy can't believe it's a foul either. They're talking there to Pam Edwards. This is Metzger now. Good penetration into the lane, misses. Perkins pulls down her 3rd board of the evening. And now going to set up shop here. That's Dressler outside. Conley and Recker alternating posts here. Recker now. Back to Conley inside. Good looking shot. Doesn't fall. Conley tipped back to her. Gets the board and the bucket.
Good second effort to get the second putback by Michelle Conley and tie the ball game. She now has 4 points on the evening.
First bucket in the second half. They're going to need a little more scoring from her. She comes in averaging over 11 a game, only has 4. This is St. Joe separate, a foot on the line. That's a 2. St. Joe assistant coach wanted the call, but knew it wasn't going to fly. It is a 2-pointer, 44-42. This is Perkins now. Good penetration by Perkins. Good cut by Dressler. Doesn't fall. Oh, and a foul on Conley. I believe that's 4 on her.
It could have been an assist for Amy Perkins, that last feed inside.
Did everything right, but hit the bucket that time. Kim Recker picked up out of the contest now. That was only Conley's 3rd foul.
And a timeout.
Okay, 44-42. Just about midway through this contest in the second half. 10:19 to go. We're going to take a break right now and be right back.
Jobs. It's a top priority with many Hoosiers today. Good jobs with good futures. That's what Ivy Tech in Fort Wayne specializes in, training good people for good jobs. The skilled jobs Indiana's future needs.
Ivy Tech, what Indiana needs to grow. Call for enrollment information.
44-42, 10:19 to go here in the second half. It's been a slow scoring second half. It was 35-33. Halftime, IPFW with a lead. Both teams not shooting well from the field here in the second half. Don't have the exact stats, so we're not going to guess at them. On the line for St. Joe will be number 31, Sloan Howie. They are now in the bonus, and the next St. Joseph foul will put IPFW in the bonus as well.
She'll be shooting the 1 bonus.
Howie had 4 rebounds in the first half, only 2 points for St. Joseph's. Gets the first.
That's the largest lead of the half.
She now has 3. That is true. 3 points now. Could be 4.
Not.
Howie misses. Pulled out of there by Perkins. Number 4 for Perkins. Howie comes in as the only other player for St. Joe's in double figures at 11 a game. She has just 3 to a glass, leading St. Joe and the Great Lakes Valley Conference with 21 plus a game. Now this is Dressler, only 10 seconds, and again, another turnover.
Lemmy feeds to Metzger. Oh, that was nice.
And now St. Joe with a little run of their own. Metzger pulls the ball away from Perkins. That's a turnover that should never happen. 3 IVFW players, and Metzger slips in for a basket.
That's the biggest lead of the ball game for the St. Joe. They were up by 6-6-0 early, and that was it. Now they're up by 7.
Boy, a play like that could pick up the defense. Shepard, though, does pick up a hand check on Dressler. Dressler will go to the line. You get a look at Sloan Howie. It was on number 12. That's Shepard's 3rd foul. And And really there you have a turnover, and it's almost like a giveaway of 5 points, maybe a 1 point on the offensive end if you're hitting 50%, and 4 points for St. Joe in it. And with 3 players down there, someone should have realized that Metzger was down there. Maybe the inbounds player or someone else. Dressler hits Spoke, cuts it back now to 5 points. She has 6 points on the evening. She's Clemmy out high inside. Good look to Shepard. Airballs it. Sends it. That time Howie doesn't pick up the bucket, and Bashut, I believe, has the foul.
Good seal off on the inside by Jenny Newhart on that play.
3 fouls on Bashut.
And she'll shoot free throws.
You got to look again. Bashut just over the top that time. Newhart will be going to the line. She has been quiet. She hasn't taken a shot here in the second half, if I'm not mistaken.
She's a 64% free throw shooter.
Back in for St. Joseph's, Tia Glass. Bashut coming out. Newhart at the line, 1-1.
Rattled that one in.
Woo. That is not a shooter's roll, that's a shooter's carom. Cuts the lead to 4. Doesn't get it that time. 1 of 2. Newhart now with 13. 4-point lead, 49-45 St. Joe. Now putting the offense out a little higher, trying to get some better passing lanes against IPFW. IPFW in a man-to-man now. This is Clemmy now. Metzger, ball fake, back to Clemmy. 6 on the clock, unloads again. She has 6 in the second half. 6-point lead, St. Joe's now. IPFW needs,
turnover.
Just as I was going to say, they need a good look at the basket. Another turnover for Dawn Dressler, and that's where Lindy Jones' absence really hurts. Jones is one of the primary ball handlers, along with point guard Amy Perkins. And Dressler primarily mixes it up down low and picks up a lot of boards. Boy, that time Newhart picks up a foul, getting physical down in the paint.
I just caught the tail end of that. I don't know if they have a replay on that foul or not.
Well, that time Dressler got away with a foul, fighting through a pick, and Newhart was trying to beat Sloan Howie to a position there down on the block.
At the line for St. Joseph's, number 31.
Look at the point guard there for IPFW, Amy Perkins. Howie misses the first of a 1-and-1. Hogan pulls down the board. This is Perkins now. Good look that time by Perkins to Newhart. Wanted a foul, didn't get it called. 3-on-2 for St. Joseph's. Knocked away by Dressler. Now in trouble, back out to Shepard. Good move down, picked up by Hogan in the paint. This is Metzger, that's a 2. 10 points for Metzger, now an 8-point lead, 53-45. We're tied at 40 at one point.
Big possession for the Lady Dons right here. And they turn it over.
16th turnover. 9 in the second half, and that is killing IPFW right now. Back the other way, Clemmy picks up one. Might have flipped an ankle there. Walking slowly up court. Lindy Jones is going to come back in. Eileen Kleinfelter must feel she can't afford to have any more turnovers. They've got to get good looks at the basket. Michelle Conley also in. Jenny Newhart coming out, and Amy Hogan as well. Now a little pressure defense for IPFW. 2 players on Perkins. Conley, or Recker rather, does come back to meet the ball.
Jones had to call out to get a couple players to come down court to help out because it was 2-on-1 against Amy Perkins.
Good defense that time. Foul picked up by Clemmy, though.
Clemmy doesn't quite believe it.
She's motioning to her teammates. I don't know what I did, but I got the foul called on me anyway. Lindy Jones, 4 fouls out there. I'm sure St. Joseph wants to try and get her out of the ball game. We have a 1-and-1.
11 for Jones. That's 5 straight free throws for her.
You got to look at it again.
And
couldn't really tell from that angle, but
Lindy might have taken a dive.
Misses the second, tipped around, still tipped, and Clemmy's going to come out of there with a board. 7-point lead for St. Joseph's, 53-46 inside. Good pass that time by Glass. How he gets the bucket. 5 points for her, but what a great entry pass and a turnover. The 2-on-2 press, and Clemmy throws it in. She now has 8 points in the second half, 12 overall. And this was a little run we were talking about, Steve. St. Joseph clearly in control right now. IPFW struggling to even get in their offense. Down at the other end of the floor. Howie with a block on Dressler.
Well, the Lady Dons are playing an experienced team that's got a height advantage, and it's starting to show now, plus the fresher legs of St. Joe.
This is Jones from 17, nails it. 5 in the second half. It's 13 overall. Cuts the lead back to 9, 57-48. St. Joe's can be patient this time down the floor. This is Shepard takes a walk. 15 turnovers for St. Joseph now.
Newhart back in for the Lady Dons. Record takes a seat.
Dawn Dressler inbounding the ball, pulling the shorts down. She is obviously tired. And once again, more substitutions for St. Joseph's. Dana Polson in the game, number 30, and Carrie Krapik, number 13, in the game as well. This is Perkins now. IPFW must get at least some type of shot off every possession. Down, good shot that time by Newhart. 15 for her. That time a turnover by Polson. Number 16 for St. Joe's. That play with Newhart is a very good play for IPFW, where Newhart will spin off the screen and just kiss it off the glass down there in the block. See if they go to it again.
In Jenny's case, it's a smack off the glass.
Oh, that was nice touch that time. She kissed it off the glass for her 16th point. Make that 17 now for Newhart. Cuts the lead to 5.
Yeah. Big possession here.
Glass inside, tough that time by Conley. Glass had a better angle to the basket. Conley tried to shut her down, didn't get over there quite in time.
That's 4 on Michelle.
That's correct. 4 on Conley now, 4 on Lindy Jones. And what wasn't a problem in the first half is definitely going to be a problem here in the second. Kim Recker will probably be coming in for Conley here.
Here she comes.
See there, just the tap on the hands. Good call by the officials. We've seen that before, where Glass just sort of stops at the top of her motion there and just flips the ball with her hand. Misses the first, we'll have another one.
That's short.
Misses the second. She's only 2 of 6 from the free throw line. That's helping keep IPFW in the game. St. Joe's has missed free throws tonight. This is Jones baseline, had an opening, tied up, gets it out to Newhart. Off the glass, doesn't go. Glass pulls down a board, her 9th. This is Pack. Polson now on the wing. Doesn't go, tipped out of there by Dressler. Great tip by Dressler. Perkins, a 1-on-2. He's gonna pull it back out, take a look. Has Newhart down on the block. Dressler now looking for Newhart. Outside, this is Recker. Perkins hasn't really looked at the basket tonight. 10 on the shot clock. Now Perkins going down the lane. Dressler, someone's got to put it up. Recker does. Misses. Just, I thought that was going in. Newhart doesn't get it to fall. Got the board. Perkins now with the board. Glass almost picks up a foul. And a fresh shot clock. Very important possession here. IPFW down by 5. This is Newhart in the middle. Puts the left-handed shot off, gets it off the glass. Would not be denied.
Jenny's not shy about taking the shot. When she's got the shot she's supposed to take, she'll put it up.
And she has been on tonight. 19 points. And Newhart doesn't know what she did that time. Glass picks up the bucket. She now has, quick tally here, 16 points.
Here we see that shot. Got her on the arm. Jenny complaining to the ref or pleading her case, but not going to matter. That's her 4th foul.
Only 4 minutes left in this contest. Glass does hit this time. Now I have her for 17 points. We'll have to check that for you.
I got it. You're right.
This is Jones now with the ball. Boy, slicing shot that time. Must have felt the pressure on her. Very difficult shot that time. Jones will have 2 shots at the free throw line.
Split the defenders that time, but you still got the foul.
Carrie Krapik picks up the foul. Number 13 there. Jones has 2 foul shots, only hit 64% of the season.
She's hit 5 out of 6 tonight.
Hits that one. The jinx doesn't work.
That's 15 points. Here we see a replay as Krapik came over and nailed her.
2 for Lindy Jones, and has been a little bit of a struggle for her tonight. She is once again producing offensively for IPFW. Cuts the lead back to 4. 60-56 now. This is Glass with the ball out high. Going to swing down low with it. Glass now down in the block. They're going to work it back to her. No, that time. Barry and Pack haven't called her name at all tonight. Offensively, that is her first bucket of the game. 62-56.
We weren't expecting that shot.
This is Recker inside, double time. Krapik's going to pick up another foul. Recker's going to be on the line for a 1-and-1.
Recker with 10 points, most of them early in the ball game.
Well, IPFW really is getting to the point now where they are not going to be able to afford to trade baskets for free throws much longer. Down by 6. Recker misses the 1-and-1. Newhart pulls down the board, puts it back on the floor. It's going to be IPFW ball on alternate possession.
Lady Nine's got a break that time.
Newhart's 7th board of the game. Fresh shot clock now. This is Jones again penetrating. The slice almost gets it to fall. That would have been a big bucket.
Couldn't get that 3-point play opportunity. Polson on the foul.
That is Polson's first foul. She's going to come out.
Polson's contribution tonight is the first bucket of each half, and that's about it.
Cheryl Clemmy is in the game now. She has been a thorn in the IPFW side. 8 points in the second half. Jones hits the first. We'll have another one. 17 for Lindy Jones. Newhart with 19. And Jones' second free throw cuts it back down to 4 points again, 62-58. St. Joe's now spreading the court out a little bit. This is Glass out high. See if they run her down in the block.
St. Joe will be running some clock now.
10 on the shot clock now. This is Clemmy now outside. Good defense that time by Jones with the denial. Krapik tied up, jump ball.
Up by Perkins.
Alternate possession, that's a good play, but it cost you some time on the clock. The shot clock was down to 4. St. Joseph's will have the ball in the alternate possession and a fresh 30 now. 2:30 left in the game. St. Joe, a 4-point leader, 62-58. This is Pack with a bad pass. Lindy Jones.
She's got speed.
Boy, looked like she turned an ankle that time.
She tried to draw the foul instead of just going up for the bucket. That cost the Lady Dons dearly right there.
Well, you're taught that to pump fake there. Felt a little pressure on the side. Wanted the 3-point play. Didn't get it. Didn't get the bucket. And what a big turnaround.
I'm not so sure she didn't draw a foul, but it wasn't called. Tia Glass gets it done there.
And it's Kim Recker's first foul. So Glass will be on the line now. Has 2 shots. Stretch the lead back out to 6.
Another short one.
And she is really struggling with that motion.
2 of 7 from the line now.
Gets the second to fall.
18 for her.
63-58, just over 2 minutes remaining. This is Perkins with the ball. It's been a good contest tonight. Jones now back to Perkins. Perkins with a tough shot inside. Dressler had the ball, knocked away. And this is a 3-on-1. Shepard setting up Clemmy. Misses inside, tipped away. Shepard comes away with it. Now 27 on the clock, 1:40 left to go in the game. They're going to put it in the ice bag right now here. St. Joseph's. No, looks inside. Howie with a glass shot. Layup for Howie. 7 for her.
That may have been the bucket that puts this game out of reach.
7-point lead now, and IPFW does not have Amy Hogan in there. She is a player who shoots the threes for them. It is at least a 3-possession ball game for IPFW with just 1:10 remaining here on the clock. Newhart fouled. Howie picks up the foul. Just 10 seconds on the shot clock.
She'll shoot a 1-and-1. Jenny's got 19 points tonight. She's 3 out of 4 from the line. Here we see that play. Feed in and Howie over the back.
Howie just a little behind that time, playing the defense from behind. The 1-and-1 doesn't go, and Lindy Jones has just fouled out.
Over the back of Tia Glass, who will have another trip to the line.
You go back to that moment when IPFW had the steal, when Lindy Jones made the steal. Looked for the foul, might have been fouled. Looked like she flipped an ankle. Missed the layup. Could have cut the lead to 2 at 62-60. Instead, St. Joe's comes back. Gets an easy lay-in bucket from Howie. A free throw from Glass. Push the lead back up to 7. 1-and-1 now for Glass. Hits the first. I have 5 of 10 on the free throw line tonight, Steve, so we'll check on that. Short on the second. Fight for the rebound. Pulled out of there by Pack. Howie with the board that time. Big board, 8-point lead. IPFW is going to have to foul now. Perkins.
And she's got her 3rd foul.
IPFW will have to foul to get the ball back now. No doubt about it. 1:04 left in the contest. 8-point lead for St. Joseph's. Pack misses the first. Perkins with the board. She has 5 rebounds in the game. 5'7" point guard. This is Hogan with a 3, airballs it. Shepard now. Perkins with another foul.
And we'll try it again. Shepard with 6 points tonight. Hasn't been to the free throw line. 49 seconds left, and the Lady Dons are down by 8.
For St. Joseph's.
Well, Steve, you had to put your finger on this one. I think IPFW just had a string there in the second half when they could have taken a little bit of control in this contest. And they had, I believe, out of 7 possessions, they had 5 turnovers in that run. And that's just too costly. IPFW with 16 turnovers in the game. As Shepard hits the first.
Well, they stayed with St. Joe, but where they needed to cash in some opportunities, they just didn't get the job done tonight. And the experienced team, St. Joe, was able to get a little run together, and the Lady Dons haven't been able to overcome it.
Okay, it is 67-58 now with 41 seconds to go here.
Channel 6 is now accepting applications for underwriting the televising of IPFW sports events and other programs. For more information about how your business or organization can utilize this opportunity, call the Channel 6 office during business hours at 481-6000. Or as the screen says, 6582.
You can get them at any number there. Well, this contest about over. We want to mention one more time before we go off that Lisa Miller is going to have her jersey retired. And if I'm not mistaken, that is the first player to have her jersey retired here. She was a fine player last year for IPFW. 7th in all-time scoring on Division II women's basketball. All-time leader in free throws. She's a graduate assistant right now for Elaine Kleinfelter.
That'll be at halftime in the men's game, so plenty of time to get on over to see that.
And the men's game, that's going to be a good matchup tonight. IPFW men in a great position to finish in a tie. First place in the conference, and first place in the conference will get an automatic bid to the Division II titles. This is Hogan loading up a 3, dutches it off the back of the rim, and Glass with yet another rebound. Howie inside. 9-point lead, 69, or 11-point lead now, 69-58. This is Newhart, hand in the face, doesn't get it to fall. Glass with their 11th rebound. And another turnover. It is a moot point now. 5 seconds, Hogan hits a 3. Amy Hogan now on the board, but that's going to be the final, 69-61. IPFW hung tough. Gave second place St. Joe a run for their money, but come out losers in the end, 69-61. Good effort tonight. Good night by Jenny Newhart. The total, her points up here, 19 it looks like, and Lindy Jones 18. So we're going to take a break right now. There's a final one more time, 69-61. Come back with a player on the floor after these messages.
What do you really give when you give blood?
Another summer. Another dance.
Hi.
How you doing?
Another song. Another hug.
Good game, man. Don't worry about it.
Another date. Another moment.
When you give blood, you give another chance.
Illness. We fear it. We laugh at it.
This guy's lost his
We scorn it. We think it's shameful. But these are misunderstandings. Misunderstandings that will fade away if we see mental illness for what it really is. A medical disease. A disease that can be treated if you just know where to turn. For an informative booklet, call the American Mental Health Fund.
I believe that we can restore prosperity.
For over 40 years, the primary responsibility for shaping America's economic policies rested with the office of the president. To learn how these decisions are made and how they affect you, enroll in the Economics USA telecourse. It's an education for life.
A lot of my friends have already retired. But I wasn't ready for that. So I'm still teaching. This time in Belize, Central America. I decided to join the Peace Corps. I love my kids. And the way I figure it, I have the rest of my life to play cards.
Peace Corps, the toughest job you'll ever love.
My hero, Isaiah Thomas, Kevin Costner, Mr. Wong.
These are teachers, but to the kids they've reached, they're heroes.
My hero, Mrs. Wooten. If I don't get through to that child, who knows, maybe no one else will.
Teachers have the power to wake up young minds, to be heroes, to make a difference. Reach for that power. Teach. Find out how by calling 1-800-45-TEACH. Be a teacher. Be a hero.
We at IPFW are pleased to be able to bring you cable casts of NCAA athletic competition. We hope you've enjoyed the show and the excitement of intercollegiate sports from IPFW. To provide such programs, we need your support. With the help of many volunteers, we're able to produce these programs at a relatively low cost. Your contribution will help defray the production costs not covered by the Channel 6 budget. The College Cable Access Center invites you to invest in quality college programming by sending your contribution to the Channel 6 and IPFW, 2101 Coliseum Boulevard East, Fort Wayne, Indiana 46805. Please make your check out to the Indiana-Purdue Foundation at Fort Wayne and designated for College Cable Access Athletics. Let's take it down to the floor now for the player of the game.
Okay, down the floor here with the player of the game is Jenny Newhart. 8 straight points there in the first half to get IPFW out to a 2-point lead. Just talking a little earlier, Coach Kleinfelter happy at halftime with the performance. Second half, what happened?
I don't know. I think we threw away the ball too many times, and we didn't get as many rebounds as we wish we would have.
Yeah, 17 turnovers for IPFW in that second half. Played a good game tonight. Do you normally kiss the ball off the glass that much?
No, not usually. I have my up and down games. A few games I do, and a few games I don't.
Okay, let's just try and wrap up the season here. 3 more games for you and the team as well. You're going to see Indianapolis. What's the feel of this team right now? What do you feel they have to do? You're obviously not in a position to do any damage as far as winning the Great Lakes Valley Conference. What are some of the things the team wants to get accomplished?
Well, we want to try to win as many as he's left, and we want to try to improve our game, like lessen our turnovers, get more offensive rebounds, and play more team ball.
Okay. Well, the team player tonight, the player of the game for IPFW is Jenny Newhart, 19 points. Great effort by her. IPFW hung tough with second place St. Joseph's, and Jenny Newhart a big reason. That's it from the floor. Let's go back upstairs to Steve.
We'd like to take this time to thank the Channel 6 volunteer crew and the Learning Resource Center at IPFW for their contributions to the live production of our basketball game tonight. This College Cable Access sports presentation is underwritten in part by a grant from Cable Access Incorporated of Fort Wayne, Indiana. The telecast of this IPFW sporting event is copyrighted and the sole property of the College Cable Access Center and IPFW. Unauthorized copying, exhibition, retransmission, rebroadcast, or other use of this event without express written consent is strictly prohibited. We have the men's game coming up. St. Joe taking on the IPFW Mastodons. And don't forget to tune in to Channel 6 tomorrow at 7:30 to see the volley cards from Ball State University take on IPFW. From the Hilliard Gate Sports Center, that's it for now. The men's game coming up next.